When the sun begins to rise, a voice called through the silence, echoing through the skies. Abraham, my faithful one, I have a test for you. Take your son, your only son, to the mountain, climb it too. With a heart that trembles gently and a faith that won't let go, he packed his heavy burdens, though his spirit felt the blow. With Isaac by his side, innocence in his eyes, together they began the journey where the future lies. On the mountain of faith, where the skies touch the ground, a father's love in conflict, where the truth can be found. With every step he takes, his heart begins to ache, but he knows that in surrender there's a promise he will make. Oh, on the mountain of faith, through the shadows and the pain, he will trust in the unseen, where hope is born again. As they climbed toward the summit, Isaac looked up with trust. Father, where's the sacrifice? In your heart is there a rust? Abraham felt the weight of love, so heavy and so real. God will provide the offering, my son, just trust and feel. With every step he took, the burden felt so vast, a whisper in the wind, the echoes of the past, and memories of laughter, of promises made long. Yet here they stood together in a silence so strong. Oh, on the mountain of faith, where the skies touch the ground, a father's love and conflict, where the truth can be found. With every step he takes, his heart begins to ache, but he knows that in surrender there's a promise he will make. Oh, on the mountain of faith, through the shadows and the pain, he will trust in the unseen, where hope is born again. And when he reached the altar, trembling hands held the knife. He looked into the heavens, questioning his life. But in that moment of stillness, a voice broke through the night. Abraham, do not harm him, your faith has won this fight. A ram caught in the thicket, provided by the grace. In the heart of every trial, love has found its place. So they turned from the mountain, hearts lighter than before. A story in the dawn's quiet whisper, a shadow crossed my mind. A voice from deep within me, a test of faith designed. Abraham, my servant, rise and take your son to the heights of Moriah, where the journey's just begun. With every step I ponder, heart heavy like a stone. How do you bear the burden when the path feels so alone? Isaac walked beside me, innocence in his eyes, unaware of the weight of love that bears the ultimate prize. On the mountain of Moriah, where faith and doubt collide, a but He walks with love as guide. Through the trials that are waiting in the silence of the night, I'll trust in what is hidden in the promise of the light. Oh, on the mountain of Moriah, where the Spirit's put to test, I'll find my way through darkness to the truth that leads to rest. With each step I remember the laughter and the joy, the child I held so closely, my beloved little boy. Father, where's the offering? I see the wood and fire. His words cut through my courage, igniting all my desire. God will provide, my son, I said, though my heart sank low. A battle raged inside me, a fear I couldn't show. The altar stood before me, stones piled in perfect grace. Yet my soul was trembling, caught in a desperate place. On the mountain of Moriah, where faith and doubt collide, a father's heart is breaking, but He walks with love as guide. Through the trials that are waiting in the silence of the night, I'll trust in what is hidden in the promise of the light. Oh, on the mountain of Moriah, where the Spirit's put to test, I'll find my way through darkness to the truth that leads to rest. And when the knife was lifted, as the sun began to fade, a voice broke through the stillness, a whisper that God made. Abraham, you've shown me the depth of your heart's plea, but to the ram in the thickets, for I provided thee. In that moment, my sorrow turned to joy and relief. For love does not command, it nurtures through belief. So we turn from the altar, hand in in the hush of early morning, the dawn begins to break. A voice calls from the heavens in a whisper for my sake. Take your son, your promise, climb the mountain high and steep, to the land I've shown you, where faith and silence see. Heart heavy with the burden, every step feels like a stone. How do I surrender what I cherish as my own? Isaac was beside me, innocent and free, unaware of the battle raging deep inside of me. On Moriah's calling, where the sky meets the ground, a father's heart is breaking, but his faith will be profound. In the shadow of the altar, where love and fear collide, I'll trust in what you've spoken, even when it hurts inside. Oh, Moriah, hear my longing, see the tears I've cried. In the silence of surrender, I'll find strength to abide.
Father, here's the fire, the wood is piled up high, but where's the lamb for offering? Please tell me, don't deny. His eyes shine with pure wonder, and I feel my heart constrict. God will provide, my son, though my faith begins to slip. With every stone I gather, memories flood my mind. The laughter, joy, the moments in the fabric of our kind. But this path is chosen, the weight I have to bear. Each step towards the summit, each prayer a silent dare. On Moriah's calling, where the sky meets the ground, a father's heart is breaking, but his faith will be profound. In the shadow of the altar, where love and fear collide, I'll trust in what you've spoken, even when it hurts inside.
Oh, Moriah's calling, where the sky meets the ground. A father's heart is breaking, but his faith will be profound. In the shadow of the altar, where love and fear collide, I'll trust in what you've spoken, even when it hurts inside. Oh, Moriah, hear my longing, see the tears I've cried. In the silence of surrender, I'll find strength to abide. And when the knife was lifted, the world stood still around. A voice pierced through the darkness, a grace that knows no